Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Tyler Connor.
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Ty.
to meet you too. To review my judge's letter, you go to my website, click on the Junior tab. This is my judge's letter right here. Click on the picture, please. To have a printable version, you can go to the link down there. Now, exit out, please. Go to my product. Oh, no, just go to the next tab, actually. And present, please. Thank you. Hello, my name is Tyler Connor. When I was trying to figure out what my internship would be, I decided I wanted to do a franchise owner to help students through school. That's what I want to do when I grow up, is to help students through their school. Basically, a background on Tutoring Club is, hence the name Tutoring Club, it's all about tutoring. So they tutor every subject, math, English, language, history, anything. And the tutors they hire are straight out of college, so they can relate to the kids. The low student-tutor ratios means like there'll be a tutor per 2 kids, maybe 3, so they'll have time to finish a problem and the tutor will return right back to them right in time. And it's guaranteed results. Basically, this means by 2 years later, you'll be above the grade level you're in. Basically, on the ACT and SAT, they make you take a pre-test to see what scores you'll get. And they call you back to come in and look at your scores. And then they give you a book, basically, and you go through a course of a 3-month-long period. And tutoring clubs are very at all locations. Basically, the one I internship in was in Fountain Valley, California. Here are some pictures of the facility. Basically, that's the first office. There's 2 offices. They expanded just recently. And this is basically right there is that office up there. This is Liam. He's basically a manager, so when the owners aren't there, he'll run the place. And this is another picture of the facility. This is my mentor, David Hill. He bought the franchise in about 2002. He went to UCLA, graduated with a degree in business and economics, and basically he married his co-owner, Susie Hill. In the interview process of hiring, he basically reviews the resume first, just to make sure nothing's fake or anything's wrong with it. Next, he makes sure they went to college, because he wants to make sure that they know what they're talking about and teaching. For some reason, he gives them a math problem and gives you 3 grade levels. It's a simple math problem, like basically like if there's 2 people and there's 8 pieces of pie, and how can you divide those pieces of pie to those 2 people? And it'll give you a grade level of 1st, 5th, and maybe 12th grade, and it wants you to do the math problem for those 3 grade levels. And then later, the background check, of course, and etc. Basically, at my internship, I shadowed, ran a meeting, and tutored some 1st graders. Because when there's not enough tutors, he has to be able to step in and tutor them. How to run a meeting. Make sure both parents are there, because there's always a conflict that comes back saying the wife spent all this money on their kid, and the dad will come in and complain, and it's a big hassle. And when you're talking in the meeting, relate to their kids. So basically, if they play sports, relate school towards sports. Saying like, you can't go to college without the school, you have the grades you need. Also, use stories that can persuade them. So basically, a lot of kids went through tutoring club, and some of these kids are now professional athletes. And so say that this place had helped them out through school while they're doing their sport, and now they're at the higher level. Make sure you estimate the cost, not to confuse the buyer. Also, show them a forecast of their kids' progress. What I mean is, say they're in 4th grade and they're behind a level, and like they're in 3rd grade reading. Say by 6th grade, they'll be in 7th grade reading while they're in 6th grade. And show their progress. And make sure you explain everything. I mean everything. Basically, because everyone's human, everyone makes mistakes, and they can be very confused at sometimes. Other things I did in my internship were create binders. Binders are how they keep the hours for the kids when they go. And they also have points. These points can earn you prizes, candy, or even like iTunes cards or Starbucks cards. Also, test scores entered in the computer. What I mean is, they have kids take test scores to see where they're at, and to get 80 or above, they go higher test scores, higher tests and higher tests. But if they get below 60, they'll have to retake the test until they get it right. Which also was cool. I answered phone calls and I got to interact with parents actually, and that was cool and very fun actually. And over here is our product. Basically, this is what we've created, and it's about the pricing and hours that we pay. First is the monthly plan. there's no discount for the monthly plan. So basically, 2 hours is about $45 per hour, $360 per month, and etc. About $180 all the way to 8 hours. Basically, let's estimate total of hours. Say you have 128 hours right here, right? 2 hours per week, you have about 16 months. 3 hours a week, you have about 10.7 months, and it goes down the list. Basically, the payment is due the first of every month, and payments late after the 7th is a $25 fee. Okay, the next plan, the pre-plan plan. There is no testing and registration fee. On the monthly plan, there's a $50 fee for each one. Basically, in the pre-plan plan right here, 96 hours is $40 hourly, so it would be $3,888, and you have a 10% discount, which saves you $432. And then the next one would be 128 hours right here. You have a $38.25 hourly. Total cost would be about $4,896, which is a 15% discount, which saves you pretty much $864. The next one will be 160 hours, which most parents like to buy, and it'll be $36 per hour. Total cost would be $5,760, and a 20% discount, which saves you $1,440. Next one will be 192 hours, which is basically be $33 per hour. Total cost about $6,480, which is a 25% discount, and you save about $2,160. This next one, 12 months for 0% interest plan. Parents like this because they get a discount with paying no interest. Basically, in 18 months, you have a 0% discount, $240 a month. And that's for 96 hours, $42 hourly, about $4,000 in total, which is 5% discount. Basically, you pay monthly $342 and a savings of $216, and etc. I really like this internship because my dream was to own my own business or own franchise, and why not do it while helping students? I'd just like to thank you for your time. Any comments, questions, or concerns right now?
Now, business owner, you guys franchise owner. Did you have an opportunity to talk about what it would take to set up a franchise?
We didn't have the time because he was on vacation with his wife most of the time.
Okay. Did you look into that aspect of trying to get things started and what kinds of costs would be involved?
You have to do all the research first. You have to see, would that location be good? What would be put there as a business? And also how much the cost would be. So you just have to estimate probably about a 2-year to a 5-year plan how much it would cost. And you have to also talk to the owner of it too, to see what it used to be there also as well.
What was your interaction like with Dave Hill, or were you more in tune with what the manager was doing?
Well, I did both.
Okay.
Like, so half the hours I was with Dave, some of the hours I was with Liam, other hours I was with his wife, Susie.
Okay.
And basically, when I was with Dave, he's basically talking to all the parents, trying to like explain the company and stuff. While Liam, he's actually running the place. And Susie's doing the same thing as Dave, because there's 2 offices, one for Susie, one for Dave. And so they have meetings like every other hour. And so when I was with Dave, he had let me actually run a meeting with parents, which was kind of cool because it was like I was the owner of the place. And I actually owned the franchise. And when I was with Liam, I was doing computer work, some binder work, trying to help the kids out. And they also gave me a chance to work with one of the tutors, so I was able to tutor a 1st grader, which is kind of cool because I'm 11th grade.
What do you envision some of the advantages of owning your own business are like?
Well, some of the advantages, I think, is like I can do what I want. Like, it's my business. I don't have to follow anyone else's rules. Like, I create the rules, and I'll be like, I'm the owner, you know? So.
Okay. What about any disadvantages that you might think of?
Disadvantages, all the weight's on your shoulders, basically. So you can't really rely on other people. Like, if someone comes to you for help, you have to figure out what to do, and you have to be a leader of the company as well.
Yeah. What about time off?
On time off, basically, you have the advantage that lower levels don't have you, because you can choose your time off. But also, when you choose your time off, you have to give more hours to other workers, so you have to pay more people, basically.
It's a trade-off, right?
Yeah.
Okay. With respect to running the business itself, do you feel that you had what was the mood like when you visited the business, and what was the busy time period during the day?
Well, basically between like 1:30 and 4:30, it was kind of mellow, and when it hit 5:30 to 8:30, that's when all the kids rush in because they want it. Because usually they have like sports in like high school at 3 around there, so they all rush in like at 5 to 8 around there.
Okay.
Because of sports and other activities.
And how crowded is it from those out?
Well, usually from like 1 o'clock to like the 4 o'clock, there's like maybe like 3 tutors there. But from like 5 to 8, there's like 12, maybe 10.
And how many students?
Probably about 45, 50.
Place is big enough to handle that, no problem.
Mm-hmm. They expanded this past year.
Yeah. And then I know they've been in the neighborhood for quite some time. What do you think keeps that going? What kinds of marketing do they do?
Well, they go to all the school events. So the Bell Game, they went to the Bell Game, it advertised. They went to all these fairs. They went to St. Simon Jews Fair, advertised. So they advertised all these local student activities through so they basically hand flyers out, do posters, basically.
Okay. Do they have a website?
They do have a website. It's www.tutoringclub.com, and that's the basic website of all the tutoring clubs. Okay. So you have to type in your location to find the actual.
Does the business owner, Dave Hill, have any plans to expand his current franchise into another branch?
Right now, currently, he's stable, so he's just keeping it like that. But when there's an opportunity that comes by, he'll soon expand more.
Okay. What about you, personally? What do you think you learned from the experience?
What I learned is basically, I think it would be really cool to own your own little business like this and franchise. You also have to be prepared for anything that comes by because you're the head guy.
Okay. What kinds of business skills do you feel you're going to be able to take with you as a result of your internship?
Definitely most confident now because I was able to talk to multiple parents and understand different kids. I'm into sports, but a lot of kids are into other things that I'm interested in. But I have to put on a good face and try to interact with that activity they like to do.
Following your experience, do you think this is something that you'd like to pursue?
Yeah, I'd definitely like to pursue owning my own franchise, helping students through school.
Did you go through an actual interview, and does he want to hire you on?
He says when I hit 18, it's a possibility of being just like Liam and owning, managing the place, which would be a good opportunity for me. So.
Fantastic. Great job. Nice job.